Hello everyone, in this video I'll be ranking the different bosses in the game Lies of P, which is a really great Souls-like game that I've beaten twice now and I'm going on my third playthrough. So first things first, we got the Parade Master. Now I think the Parade Master is a pretty solid boss as the kind of tutorial boss of this game. It teaches you the block mechanic and the parry mechanic very well as the attacks are pretty well telegraphed. This isn't a very difficult boss. It did take me a couple attempts my first time playing to get familiar with how the dodge roll works, but the Parade Master is a really fun boss. I wouldn't have even minded fighting it again later on, but we do get a corrupted Parade Master later. Really great fight though. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Next we got the scrapped Watchman. This is kind of a more difficult than the Parade Master, but the electric attacks are a little bit annoying at times. I'm going to put the corrupted or the scrapped Watchman in the B tier. I think it was a good fight, but just doesn't reach the heights of some of the other bosses in this game. I think my favorite thing about this boss is when it does the grab attack and it smashes you in the ground and then it looks at you and smashes you again. I think that was just really funny to witness while you're fighting it. Next we got the King's Flame Fuoco, which is working for Romeo. I want to put this one in the B tier as well. This one was actually kind of challenging when I first played it because it has a lot of health and not a lot of weaknesses. I was fighting this literally the second day that the game came out, so there wasn't any patch or anything, and it was a little bit rough. I found that electricity did a great number on this, so the electric coil stick was very useful in this fight, but yeah, overall I'd say that's a B tier enemy. Next, we got the Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I'm going to also put them in the B tier. I think that their fight was good. It just wasn't one of the best fights in the game. I preferred the second time around when we got to fight them because it was kind of a shock. And fighting 4v1 is a little bit challenging, so there's usage to have the Spectre there. Overall, pretty decent fight, but nothing like super spectacular. Next, we got Fallen Archbishop Andreas. This one did get nerfed. I'm going to put it in the F tier though. It may be C tier after nerf, but I remember doing that. This was the only wall that I encountered in my time playing Lies of P. Before the nerf, it just had way too much health. It felt like you could do everything perfectly and it didn't go down, especially in the second phase. I think they dropped its health by half. It was really tough with all that extra health. And the fact that it can just completely kill you in like 1 or 2 shots. They did tone it down a bit, so I could put that in the C tier, but I'm just going to leave it in the F tier because I still have nightmares of it. It was a tough fight. Next, we got the Puppet King Romeo. I think that is an S tier fight. Just revisiting this one, I had a lot of fun with it. 2 very different phases though. When you first start off this fight, you're going against the Puppet King itself, like the big burly robot that has very slow attacks, hits in a large area. But then it changes over to Romeo, complete opposite, smaller target, fast with his attacks. So you kind of get 2 fun fights in one, despite them being so different. I think this is one of the highlights of the game for me. Next, we got Champion Victor. He was okay. Like, I'll put him in the C tier. Just nothing crazy about this fight. He was just kind of similar to the first stage of the Puppet King. Doesn't really bring anything unique to the table. He has 2 stages. They're decent, but I don't know. I didn't enjoy it that much. I enjoyed the story bits we got after him, but just an okay boss. Next, we have the Corrupted Parade Master. I want to put this one just a little bit below the original Parade Master, just because it is a bit more annoying with his attacks. I know a lot of people struggle with this boss in particular because of the acid damage it can do, but it's not the worst boss out there. I just think that the original Parade Master was a lot better. Next, we have the Green Monster of the Swamp. I'm putting this one in the A tier. A lot of people dislike this boss, but hear me out on it. It has 2 fun phases that are difficult. Now, it likes to run around the map a lot, but this one, more so than any of the other bosses, I felt it was appropriate to use dodge rolls in. So with the Green Monster, he's going to do like these charged, straightforward attacks. I don't know. I found this boss fight to be a lot of fun and just a good challenge overall. You can use a Spectre if you are struggling with it, so it isn't the worst thing ever, but I still think it was a pretty fun boss fight. I know a lot of people don't like it. I've gotten comments on my videos saying it's the worst boss in the whole game, but I don't think it's that bad, if I'm being honest. So I'm putting it in the A tier. Next, we got Black Rabbit Brotherhood around. I think that one is A tier. It's better than the first time we fight them because we still get to fight all 4 of them again, but they have elemental damage. It was challenging, but by this time around, you'll get the Puppet Ripper, which made this fight really fun because if you use a charged attack on the Puppet Ripper scythe, it like hits all 4 of them at once. And I don't know, there's something satisfying about using electric grindstone or fire grindstone and hitting them all with one attack. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. And you can also kind of cheese it by hiding behind a rock and doing that attack as well. So, I don't know. Tough fight, but fun. Next, we got Laxasia, the complete. I'm putting this one in the S tier. A lot of people are going to be angry probably about that because I also get comments that this is the worst boss in the game. It's difficult. It has two challenging phases that are a little bit different. I really like this fight due to the electric bolt attack it does when it jumps up in the air and shoots lightning at you, and you can go bing, 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 reflect it back like it's Ocarina of Time fighting Ganondorf. I really like that one. So it was pretty fun. S tier. We got Simon Manus next. I'm going to put him in the B tier. This is a very memorable fight. It was challenging, and they had to nerf him. When I first fought him, it took me quite a bit of time. It wasn't to the extent of Fallen Archbishop difficulty, but Simon Manus was still a very challenging foe, and I just think that there was some things that were just not that enjoyable about this fight, especially in the second phase when he has that Arm of God attack and completely one-shot you. Finally, we got the Nameless Puppet. Some people won't even get this ending as they give their heart to Geppetto. This is one of the hardest boss fights in the game. I'm going to put the Nameless Puppet up in the S tier. I really like fighting the Nameless Puppet because 2 phases, the second one being incredibly fast, but if you get the perfect parry grindstone, you can really beat this boss down relatively easily because you can just hold block and block 4 of his attacks at once, making this fight a lot easier. Also, throwing items do a good job against, I guess, the last 3 bosses here, but I found this to be a really fun fight, and especially more so on my second playthrough. I just loved fighting the Nameless Puppet, so there it is. The top, I guess, ranked bosses in Lies of P, ranked by me. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. I'm always curious to see what other people say, but that's what I think. The best bosses in Lies of P. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.